Hello class, welcome back to Notes. We are going to be wrapping up Japan. I know it feels really quick. This is kind of a smaller unit. So you need your textbook and your notebook and a separate sheet of paper for you for your class today. Your textbook should be on page 458. Remember to write down any questions you have on the side. Your textbook, same as always, we write down that learning objective. If you have not already written it down, it is, I will be able to list why Japan chose to isolate themselves. So this will be an interesting topic for today. I will be able to list why Japan chose to isolate themselves. Remember, question on the left, answers on the right. We have 2 slides of notes today, and then I'm going to talk to you about your review assignment. Okay, so let's get started. What leaders helped unify Japan? So if you remember, last time we talked about Japan, it was kind of chaotic. The Mongols tried to invade twice, and both times a huge storm came in and kind of saved Japan. That's where we get the term kamikaze, that divine wind that came and rescued them. They believed the gods sent it to help them. But then we remember that a lot of nobles were very unhappy with the war, and because of that, we had internal rebellion. Shoguns lost majority of their authority by the 1400s, and mainly the daimyo, am I forgetting how to say that already? The daimyo, that's what it is. The daimyo controlled their own territory, and they're starting to try to control each other. So how are we going to see Japan unified again? So soon new leaders rose to power. They began as local leaders, but these men wanted more power, and in the 1500s, each fought to unify all of Japan under his control. So there's 2 people we're going to be talking about today. And there are a lot of fun names, so just listen to Miss Johnson's struggle, because this is real. Okay, the first such leader is Oda Nobunaga. Oda Nobunaga. Yeah, so we're going to call him Oda, because I can't say that all the time. Oda gave his soldiers guns that had been brought to Japan by Portuguese traders. This was the first time guns have been used. He's known for unifying Japan in the 1500s. So Oda's the first big leader to help unify things. He easily defeated his opponents with these guns. So obviously it was pretty easy to do that. But then after he died, other leaders continued his efforts to unify Japan. And we have a new individual we're learning about. Love his outfit. Tokugawa Ieyasu. I'm so bad at this. I'm sorry. So Tokugawa, we're going to just call him that. Tokugawa, he gained control in the 1600s. He began conquering enemies, and he became shogun, okay? He made his capital Edo, which is now Tokyo. So that's kind of where we get that. And Tokugawa ruled all of Japan. Tokugawa's rise to power began the Tokugawa shogunate, which is a rule by shoguns of that certain family, Tokugawa's family. Early in this period, which lasted until 1868, Japan traded with other countries and let Christian missionaries live in Japan, okay? So we got 2 people. We got Oda, we got Tokugawa. Oda's the one kind of starting things, but Tokugawa is the one who's like really making big decisions that we still see continuing on in Japan's culture. So if you're not done with this slide, just pause it. Okay, people, we are finishing up our very last slide. So why did Japan isolate themselves? Not all the shoguns who followed Tokugawa liked contact with the world. Some shoguns feared that Japan would become too much like Europe and shoguns would lose their power. So in the 1630s, the ruling shogun chose to close Japan off from the rest of the world. Rulers also banned guns, which is kind of weird, but it's because they feared that their peasants with guns could defeat their samurai armies. So that's kind of a stress fest. The lack of interaction with the world and technology extended the samurai period until the 1800s. So they kind of shut themselves off. And because of that, they lost learning about new inventions, new technology, new advancements in history that are going on all throughout the world in different places. They're very isolated. They're very split or separated from people. So that's kind of crazy. This is kind of our ending point. So if you are not done with this slide, you can pause the video. Okay, now I'm going to explain to you what your homework is. So this is the end of our unit. I know it's a little baby unit, but it's still a unit and it's important to know. I am going to assign you some review questions for your textbook because I really want to make sure you're understanding, you're reviewing, you're practicing, and you're preparing for your upcoming test. Okay, so your homework, this is homework, is starting on page 461. You're going to be doing some review questions. You will not be doing all of them. So I'm going to post a block on PSL explaining or giving you that list of all the problems. So that way you know which ones to do and which ones to not do. Don't give yourself more work. But in case you want to hear me say it like old times, you will be completing 1 through 3, 5 through 10, 12A, B, 13A, B, 14A, B, and then 15, 16, and 17. Isn't that fun? Okay, don't stress. I will post those on PSL so you can do them. Remember how you do homework. You are going to make a new email. You're going to label it social studies and the weekday that it is, and then you are going to just number it off and type it up and send it my way so I can give you some credit, okay? It's really important that you look over your notes, make sure you have everything you need, maybe even rewatch some of the videos that we've done together. That might be a good idea because you are going to want them and you're going to want your notes to be pristine and ready to go for your upcoming test. Great work, everyone. Get cracking on that homework.